What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. So you come to this channel because I give you the truth. Some days it's good news, but a lot of days lately it has been bad news. However, it is the truth. You come here to get the truth. Now, I want to provide you the truth regarding all the media outlets saying there's no diesel. There's a major diesel shortage and there's 25 days left. That was back on October 19th. Now, that means we're coming to that expiration date where there's no diesel left, right? Well, that's where I want to give you this update. And if you enjoy these daily uploads and you enjoy the truth, go ahead, do me a favor, go ahead, hit that like button and consider subscribing so you never miss an update. But here's what I can tell you. Everybody's saying there's a diesel shortage. And there is a shortage due to the fact that we are currently using more diesel than we are able to produce, right? If we are currently at a point in history where we've never been, we have less diesel supply than ever before, right? We got 25 days left. But here's the other problem. The shortage is getting more Americans to talk about what is happening and is preparing us for diesel prices going up in the future. The problem with this is that while we're preparing for additional costs, while we are trying to take on more hours at our place of employment, while we're trying to cut down on other expenses, government officials should be doing something about this. However, they are not. Nothing is happening. So that is one of the big issues. And we see this all the time is, oh, there's going to be a shortage. We've heard there's going to be a shortage of diesel and gasoline for quite some time. But, well, is the government doing anything? Is the Biden administration stepping up and doing anything? No. The Biden administration, or President Biden himself, was pulling 1 million barrels of oil from our strategic petroleum reserves to push gas prices down. But it wasn't doing anything for supply and demand, right? Supply was still the same. Demand was still the same. We were not increasing supply or pushing demand down. That has to happen. Now, today I also want to give you the truth behind the news that the United States only has 25 days left of diesel supply. Again, this came out on October 19th. So if you calculate that, that means we are going to run out of diesel on November 13th, 2022. Well, it's November 1st. That gives us 12 days. That's not good. But here's the truth. The truth is that the 25 days of diesel supply is referring to the number of days of diesel that remain in the event that refineries are shut down and cannot produce one more barrel of oil. We got 25 days left. That's it. Now, we even got reports from the EIA, the Energy Information Administration. It's tough to say, but they say that by the Monday of Thanksgiving weekend, we are going to have a diesel catastrophe. And honestly, it could happen, but that's likely not going to happen. We are likely not to see diesel just completely run out. We are bone dry. That would be a huge, huge disaster. Now, some people say the railroad strike is going to potentially cause $2 billion per day of a loss to our economy. But if we have no diesel, that could potentially be even more. And why do I say that? Well, here's what you need to know. A diesel shortage is putting upward pressure on prices. This means more inflation. Great. We're going to pay more, right? We're going to pay more to put diesel in our trucks. No. We're going to pay more for everything here in the United States. Inflation is the number one problem in the United States right now. This is the one thing that Democrats are trying to tackle. This is what the Federal Reserve is attempting to get a handle and get a grasp on, which we are probably going to see a 75 basis point rate hike tomorrow. But again, that's just what the Federal Reserve is doing. Now, yeah, people are looking at their stock portfolios and they're seeing their real estate prices decline, right? Real estate values going down. They understand retirement has taken a hit, but the fact of the matter is that everyday expenses are still the real problem. If the average American cannot afford food, rent, utilities, medications, what have you, then that is the true catastrophe. Right now, there is diesel. There is diesel. We have diesel, right? We're able to produce it, consume it, right? But the problem is that here in the US, we are consuming too much and we're not able to store more than we can consume. That's a problem. Yeah, the Biden administration is coming out now and saying that, we got to do what we can to bring down diesel prices, got to bring down gas prices, and eventually, I assume they're going to do something. But the problem isn't now. The problem is, what were we doing many months ago? And what the American people need to keep in mind is that this could have been avoided many months ago, a long time ago. But it wasn't. 2020, 2021, it played a major part in this. But those 2 years screwed over, multiple industries. And many of those industries have bounced back because they planned ahead. But this isn't the case here. Now, let's talk about the next big disaster. As diesel prices continue to rise, truckers, in many cases, are going to get paid less. I just talked to a trucker just this morning. He was saying he gets paid peanuts. He is thinking about just quitting his job, selling his truck, because he's getting paid so little just because of diesel prices. We know food prices are going to continue to rise. This is not a secret. This is something that we've known for quite some time. As the price of shipping goes up, and why does shipping go up? Well, diesel prices are going up. Wages are going up. So shipping goes up. And as shipping goes up, what do we ship? We ship a lot of food. We ship goods. Due to shipping, all these things are going up. We know airfare is going to increase. And you're probably thinking, well, why would airfare increase when we're potentially in a recession? When the American people and the consumers just don't have the amount of money that they did back in 2020 and 2021. Well, the reason why is because it's not jet fuel. Yeah, jet fuel is a little more expensive. Well, a lot more expensive. But it's also because of the trucks on the ground, right? The ones that are moving cargo, baggage, even the pushback tractors. They use diesel fuel to push your plane back. Guess what? If there's no diesel fuel, you think you're going to be flying anywhere? Probably not. Probably not. Barges, they're going to be stuck with a diesel shortage, right? If this extends, if this continues, it's just going to get worse. This isn't going to get better, right? I told you this before, that things were already looking bad, and 2022 was not going to be the year that we just bounced back. 2023, and not in the first or second quarter, the third or fourth quarter of 2023 is likely when the United States is going to bounce back. But again, this kind of means we're going into that little bit of a hole. We're going to see tough times ahead. This means for November, December, January, February, March, right? Those are going to be tough months. We got about 5 months of some tough times, right? Now, there's one final thing that I want to bring to your attention. And I know a lot of people have been asking for my opinion on this. Well, here it is. A lot of people lately have been saying the Biden administration has the most to gain from this. They say as more costs go up for diesel and gasoline in general, the better the Biden agenda, or this would only better the Biden agenda of electric vehicles, and this is going to look even look like a greater move. Is if the Biden administration was pushing all along, let's go electric, no more diesel, no more gas, right? No more fossil fuels. Let's go electric. Right? We need to do it. Well, if gas prices kept coming down, if diesel prices kept coming down, guess what? It's not going to look likely that everyone's going to have a big push for an electric vehicle. Why? Because electric vehicles are still fairly costly. But if you now factor in what does it cost to buy an electric vehicle versus the amount of money you'd save on gasoline and the price of a gas-powered vehicle, guess what? An electric vehicle is looking a little bit better. It's looking better. But if they keep pushing prices up, guess what? It's looking a little better than that, right? It's a little more appealing. So what are your thoughts on this? Do you think that the talks of shortages by our administration, do you think this is agenda driven? Or what are your thoughts? Or do you think the current administration is genuinely concerned that the American people are going to be hurt because there are shortages of gasoline and diesel, which is going to cause shortages of food all across the United States. Well, my worry at this time is that we are so close to the midterm elections that the information we get now, it might not be the whole truth. We're going to see tidbits of quality information, but we're also going to see a lot of news and just talks of stuff that isn't really true, which is why, again, and I hate to do this, but I hate bringing you bad news on a daily basis because it just brings our morale down. I myself feel like there's days I'm depressed. I did a YouTube short, a couple weeks back, talked about how to deal with stress and anxiety, and talked about the breathing method. It's called the box method that I use in order to stay somewhat calm and centered. And I didn't do that because, everybody needs to do it. But honestly, I felt like so many people were stressed out. They kind of need to hear that. So that's what we know at this time. Again, there's a lot of misinformation out there talking about, diesel's running out first week or second week of November. It's done. And then you got others, and I know a lot of people are bashing Tucker Carlson about this as well. They're all over Twitter. And again, Twitter is a different animal. But that's kind of where we're at. Is there's so much information. Some of it's true, some of it's false. But you got to kind of pick out which one's which. And so that's why I try to come on here, give you at least the facts. You can take that information, you can go and do some more research, which I highly recommend, or you just take that information. It's like, all right, I'm going to decide, what I believe is true. And that's honestly what all we can do. So just want to thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.